Rahm Emanuel dishing up some tough love Chicago style. He's telling city employees the free ride is over and they have by the end of the month to pay back all their unpaid parking tickets, water bills, other fines. If not, they're fired. Time to let the Willis watchdogs out. Gretchen Hamill is the executive director of Public Notice. Ben Ferguson is a radio talk show host in Memphis. And Matt McCall is the CEO of Penn Financial. All right, Gretchen, let's start with you. Is this the right thing to do? Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's the right thing to do, and it's a good step in the first direct in getting, in trying to get his budget under control and make up for that $636 million shortfall he's going to have this year. But why isn't he doing this already? And why isn't he addressing the pension program? He's got 23 retired individuals who are going to be making bank with $56 million, over $2 million apiece.
No, you're exactly right. He should be going after bigger fish. But, this is something where it's not going to really help the bottom line that much, but it makes for a heck of a headline, and that's what he's doing right now. It blows my mind that for years, people have been able to just park wherever they want, get parking tickets, and kind of, the scofflaws, really, if you think about it. The average that each person owes is about $400. That's quite a bit in parking tickets. I think you go after them. If not, you know what? Fire them. Make them pay their bills.
Isn't this the way things work, though, Ben, in Chicago? I thought this was, what's wrong with this picture?
Yeah. It's brilliant grandstanding. Yes, there's a lot of money there. No, it's not really going to help the bigger picture. But Rahm Emanuel, one thing you got to give him credit for is he knows how to get a guy who's literally had the worst voting record in the Senate elected president. He knows how to play this. It's a great move by him. But again, it's grandstanding, and he's going to make a lot of people mad at him. But you know what? Pay your parking tickets, and he's got a point. He's got the law on his side.
All right. I love it. All right. So talk about making amends here. Governor Nikki Haley issuing report cards for each state lawmaker. And I got to tell you, it's a mixed bag of high marks and downright fails. Her office says the grades are based on the officials' voting record. And 23 Democrats got Fs while Republicans did really, really well. Ben, is there cheating involved here?
This one to me almost makes me laugh because it's so funny. I feel like it's like something you'd see on Saturday Night Live. Can you imagine if Arnold Schwarzenegger would have given out grades in California when he was governor? That's real entertainment right there. You can sell that and make some money, but it has no bearing on what's going on in average American lives. So I think that's where you got to be a little careful here is, do you really want to be putting out report cards when people are unemployed and people are hurting? I don't know if I would have gone that far.
This reminds me of when I was in college and my frat brother used to grade the papers. And, of course, everybody in a frat, was flying straight A's. And the frat that we didn't like across the street, those guys were struggling to pass. So it's pretty much a joke in my mind. And she's wasting time as a governor going through these grades. And what does it really fix? We know the Democrats are going to get the Fs. We know her buddies are going to pass. So there's no surprise in this to me. I think she'd be spending her time on getting, her house in order.
And yet here we are talking about it, Gretchen. What do you say?
I think she graded on a bell curve. That's what I think. but I do think, giving grades is a good idea for third-party organizations. I don't know if it's a good idea for a governor to do that, but you got to give her credit. This was a campaign promise, and she kept that campaign promise, and that is something that is rare these days.
All right, here's a story, Women Against the Men. Listen to this. Till death do us part, it could be a thing of the past. Lawmakers in Mexico City want to help couples avoid the hassle of divorce. With temporary marriage licenses, the contract would last 2 years and could, of course, be renewed if the couple stays happy. Okay, Matt, I have to go to you first on this. I would think you would like this.
I kind of do because I'm divorced and I was married in Mexico. So this law could have helped me a couple of years ago, actually. But no, I don't
really?
Yes, that's actually honestly true.
We didn't know that. We weren't picking on you, really.
I think this is a good idea. I know most people will go against this, but that first 2 years is very tough. If you get through the first 2 years, typically you have a very successful marriage. And in Mexico, as a matter of fact, over half the marriages end in divorce, and the majority of them end in the first 2 years. So really, this makes sense. It's not great because if I'm going in saying I only want to go for 2 years, it doesn't look good for my future wife. But I think it actually makes sense.
I think that Matt is hallucinating, Gretchen. And I think it makes no
I don't think
sense
so.
at all. Come on, people, where's your commitment to marriage, for goodness sakes?
Hey. I love this idea. I am a young 30-something who has been there and divorced that, and I love the thought of leasing a man for 2 years and keeping him on his toes.
Wow, just like property. That's how they used to think of us. Ben, are you going to bail me out here? Somebody be on my side.
rumor has it George Clooney's moving to Mexico and finally going to get married, and Charlie Sheen's going to be the best man. I mean, you look at this, and it's one of those where it probably is going to make the court system not be so covered up with divorce hearings, and if that's their goal, that may work. I'll say it this way. If you're a dude watching, don't propose and say, we'll give it 2 years and see what happens, because she'll say no.
I think
That's right.
no. No, you can't. No, there are no limits on love, baby. You got to stick with it. Gretchen, Ben, and Matt, thanks for coming on. Really enjoyed your time. But you're all
Thank
wrong
you.
on marriage, I'm here to say. Okay. Still to come.